guys, this is Don of Cenflo Productions, and I got another video for you guys. This was not super exciting. It's just, you know, just a video just to get you guys some kind of content from me. But what I am doing today, I'm changing out the fuel filter on the truck. This is for the 6.7 powerstroke, and I need to change the fuel filter. I can't remember the last time I changed it. I think they recommended it's like 15 or like I think 30 to 40,000 miles or something like that. I don't know, it does say in the box, but I don't know, I can't remember. But yeah, so let's get this thing installed. What you will need for the first process, what I'm doing, which is the fuel filter that's underneath the truck, underneath the cab, and then the other fuel filters inside the engine bay. But you will need get it up right, a 32mm socket. Don't go to AutoZone and buy one, because what they do is, I'm pretty sure they did this on purpose. They have the 32mm socket there. They have like 4 of them in stock. $15 for this one. $15 for one socket. And then they got, and that's in 32mm. And then you can get the, I think it's like 1 inch and 1/4 or something like that, is what, 32mm. I can't remember what it is. I can't on the top of my head, but I was in there, I had it on my phone. Of course, they're out of stock of the one in the inches, which was $7 or something like that, $7.99, so $8. So all I had was this one, of course, for $15. So I'll use it once, take it back, and then whenever I need it again, I'll just buy it again, return it. So skip your receipt if you guys don't have a 32mm. Of course, I only had a 30. It was the highest I had, so I had to get 32. So you're gonna need that as well, and of course the fuel filter. So that's what this kit comes with. So you got your fuel filter for this one's for the engine bay, and here's the new filter that goes underneath the truck. And it's always recommended to use a new gasket that comes with it, little rubber piece. So be sure to take the old one off and put the new one on. It's definitely recommended to do. So first thing you want to do is take this plug out. So pull that out, put it to the side or something, get it out of the way. Alright, so now since we got that unplugged, now this yellow nozzle, or screw you want to call it, we want to turn that, loosen it, and the fuel will start dropping out of here. So let's do that real quick. Sometimes it's a little easier to loosen it up using like a towel or something. Alright. We got that dripping out, and it is going inside the bucket. So now that you got that draining, now you want to take your socket Jesus Christ. Alright, so once you finally get that tightened, it's gonna be probably a bitch to get off. But finally, when you're get it loose enough where you can do it by hand, you can tighten up the little nozzle. Oh, there's a launch of fuel. So you can see how dirty this fuel filter is. It's very, very dirty. So yep, let's get this fuel filter out, and then clean up the inside of here, clean that up, wipe it down, and then we'll take off that green gasket that's up there and put the new one on. So yep, just got gasoline all over me. But I mean, not gasoline, but diesel, or fucking call it, who cares. But yeah, so let's get that changed out. Get that bucket of diesel out of the way. Alright, so it's all deformed and bent. but it'll work. Just gonna take this. Should be easier than this. Alright, so let's pull this down. There we go, got the old one. Right to the side, and then we'll get the new one on the back and put the new. So now, new one. Just don't try not to drop it in the dirt. Alright, it'd probably be easier if I do this with both hands. So it's up there, and that's how you know it's in there. Just make sure you just double check it. Just push up and down on it, see if you can move it a lot. So it has a bigger notch up there for it, so it won't go nowhere. So, alright, so now get this fuel filter. And how this goes in, you want to just put it like just like that, and push down, and there you go. Now you got your fuel filter in. So now do it the same way, just pretty much just took it out. Just double check it's pushed in there all the way. Put it in there and spin it. Tighten it on by hand as much as you can. Alright, so then you take your socket. Come on. I'm gonna do this with both hands. So just tighten down, and it'll give you a stopping point too, so you can't go any further. And that's how you know when you get it fully tightened. So now, we'll make sure this is tightened all the way up. Take your towel or something, get better grip. You want it back on tight as possible, just to make it more pain in the ass for next time. And then take this and plug that back in, and you're good. So now, got that one done. Everything's tightened, everything's plugged back in, new filters in, and now we'll do the one that's underneath the hood. That's one thing that sucks about freaking lifted up Fords. Well, one, you got working them all the time. When you lift them up, you gotta get a damn ladder. Get this damn ladder set out. So on these 2011 through 16s, I'm not sure about the 17, 18s, but just look for something that looks like this. But unless you got like a 16 and it has real low mileage, or any kind of year truck, I guess, 2011 through 16, and it has low mileage and you never change the fuel filter and just haven't done it or whatever, or you bought the truck used and it has 60,000 miles on it and still has a stock one, the way to tell if it has a stock fuel filter, which there's the fuel filter right there, instead of having just 2 prongs or 2 nipples coming out, it would actually have 3. So if you got a truck that has over 40,000 miles and it still has the 3 prongs, yeah, you might want to, if you bought from a dealership or whatnot, you might want to say something about that, because that's not good. So anyways, so there's the fuel filter right there. As you can see, it has been changed. Don't mind the wire right there. That's from my my EasyLink on the switch on the ride, or whatever you fucking call it, whatever you want to call that shit. Or shift from the fly. Yeah, shift from the fly. So don't mind those wires. But there's a fuel filter right there, and yeah. So let's get to it. A towel or some sort underneath it, because you might get some drippage, some fuel. So this one right here on the end, it just has 2 prongs or 2 buttons on each side. Just push them down and pull. And this one right here has clips on it, so it has a little button on the bottom. And just push that one up. usually drops the most fuel. So we got that up. So as you can see. So now all you gotta do is twist the fuel filter. Twist. And then pull up. And then you're able to take it out. And try to keep it upright. That way fuel won't be dripping everywhere all over your truck. So you take this and see if you put it upside down, it's full of diesel. So now we'll go up here. So now you want to take the new one and put it in there the same way that you put the other one in there. And then you want to twist it. And it'll have a stopping point that lets you know that's the furthest it can go. I'm going to put these back on. So it just slaps back in. This one has a little protective shield on it. I'm going to pull that off before you put that on there. And then you slip this one back on. And then push down your pins. You just pull on and make sure they're good. And there you go. So that's how you change the fuel filter. So fuck. Finally got that done. Well, got that done. So now you want to do is start the truck up and double check, make sure there's no leakage anywhere. So we'll just start the truck up, crawl underneath it, make sure there's no leaks, make sure everything's tightened up. And same with up here, we'll come up here and make sure everything's tightened up and all the hoses are back together. All right guys, so we got that part done. So now we just do one more process. This is actually a really important process. Is you gotta cycle your key 6 times for 30 seconds each. So one cycle is 30 seconds. So you gotta do it for 6 times. So what a cycle is, you turn your key almost to the last notch right before you start the truck. So you gotta do it 6 times, and you gotta do it for 30 seconds. So I got my iPad going, and when it hits 30 seconds, turn the key all the way back again, start the timer, and then turn the key back to that one notch, and do it for 30 seconds again. You gotta do that 6 times before you can start it up. And then once you get that done, you start it up, let it idle for a little bit, let it get the air bubbles out of the lines, if there is any, and check for leaks as well before you start driving. It's just a better thing to do. Alright, so that's 30 seconds. Turn it off, go back again, start the timer, let it go for another 30 seconds. So do that 6 times. This is the 3rd time. I'm going to skip between all this and go to the end, and then we'll talk about a few of the little things. So, yep. You can hear the fuel. Not seeing no leakage. So another thing, guys, is when you start the truck up the first time after changing your fuel filter, and you do the 6 cycles for 30 seconds each cycle, it will sound like when you start it up, it will take a little bit to crank up. It takes maybe 6 seconds or something like that, 4 seconds to actually crank up and that really start. Don't worry about that. That's normal. Don't feel like you did something wrong. So yeah, just let it sit there idle, and check for leaks, double check everything, make sure everything's plugged in. Doesn't hurt to over tight just a little bit. Don't do it too much, but you really want it tight as possible by your hand, especially down here, the little yellow nozzle, and then make sure the hoses in the front are actually plugged in all the way. So just let it idle a little bit, keep on checking, and before you start driving, you don't want to run into that kind of problem. Then you have real big issues. So let this thing sit there and idle for about 5 minutes to get all the air bubbles out of the fuel lines, and should be good. Just test driving it a little bit, not too bad, but just you don't need to. I just like to do it before I go on to a place go somewhere I actually need to go to. So failure test drive right now. Love the way this thing sounds. I do love these 6.7s though, for sure. I love the way they sound. I mean, it doesn't beat a Cummins sound at all though. That's the thing. I love the way the Cummins sound. They just sound so throaty, but I do love these 6.7s. Yep, got to give you guys a little drive around real quick, but not something you guys need to do when you guys do it, but I ride. If something goes wrong, I'd rather go right now and then do it when I'm going somewhere and I need the truck. So hopefully this is a good video for you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and I'll catch you guys later.